One of the most vital tools as a print-on-demand seller is learning how to make really good designs very fast. You can be the best designer in the world, but if you are pouring hours and hours into a single design, you're probably not going to have a lot of success in print-on-demand, because at the end of the day, the formula to success as a print-on-demand seller is having good quality designs in a high enough quantity to get your products seen and purchased. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you how you can make really great designs super fast. We're going to be making 10 unique designs in under 10 minutes using Kittl, who kindly has sponsored today's video. You can check them out down in the description and make your account today. So let's head over to their platform, and I'm going to be sharing with you the exact strategy that I'm going to be using to create these 10 designs today. So if you're not familiar with Kittl, they are an all-in-one design suite that has pretty much every tool you could need as a print-on-demand seller to make really good designs. Now, for today's 10 product challenge, I am going to be creating 10 designs that are in the general nursing niche. Now, you guys have probably heard me talk about before that it's really important as a print-on-demand seller that you don't just target these really broad niches. You always want to find some way that you can stand out by sub-niching or cross-niching. So today I'm going to be taking that broader nurse niche and I'm going to be crossing it with 10 other sub niches that are going to give me a really good chance of creating a design that has low enough competition and could become a bestseller in this category. Examples of cross niches and sub niches are things like holidays, hobbies, activities, different careers, you name it. And if you want even more guidance and help on how to create really good cross niches to make products that actually sell, make sure you download my cross niching guide down below. All you have to do is subscribe to my newsletter down there and it will come straight to your inbox. All right, so now that we are in Kittl, the first niche that I want to target is going to be that groovy retro niche that has been doing so well recently. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to just start searching groovy or retro, and we're going to see what we come up with in terms of designs. Now, what I love on Kittl is they just have so many hundreds of templates that you can use, and just by changing a few things, you have a completely unique design. So I think what I want our thing to say today is one groovy nurse. That is going to be super cute, and we're going to do it in this groovy style. So let's see what design is going to suit us best. I think we want to just keep things simple, so I am actually going to do kind of this groovy lettering style, and we can just simply change some colors and what it says, and then we have a design that we've made in about a minute. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and change this. Already you see how easy that was, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change some of the colors here. I'm going to change this yellow to more of a pinky color. And then I am going to resize this to take up more of the actual canvas. And then I'm going to go over to the elements and I'm just going to look up nurse and see if there is something that we can add in here. All right, so I searched for a stethoscope, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do kind of what they had done with the heart there, where they used it as a letter, and I'm just going to see if I can use that as the U here. I might have to play around with it a little bit. All right, and then I think I'm going to go to the layers, and I am going to send this down behind in the nurse. And then I'm just going to resize this as big as I can. All right, and then once that looks good, I'm going to go over to my download settings. I'm going to make sure that it is the right size for a t-shirt, and then I'm going to go ahead and remove the background, and I'm going to download that. And now we have our first design. Something that's really cool on Kittl that I don't know that a lot of people are aware of yet is they have this new mock-up feature, really useful for t-shirt sellers or any other product sellers. And we could also go ahead and we could see it on somebody, so let's pick her here. And I love how fast that it is, and it just looks so realistic. You could go ahead and download that and then use it on your Etsy shop or wherever you are making your design. All right, so the next sub niche that I wanted to create a nursing design in is actually going to be kind of that America, USA, American flag style niche. Now, this is a style or niche that does really, really well for me. People love to be super patriotic. So Kittl has a lot of really awesome templates for kind of USA themed American designs. So I am searching the term USA, and we're just going to scroll through these and see if we can find one that fits really, really well. Okay, so let's see here. That could be a cool one. And I think that I'm going to do the phrase maybe freedom loving nurse. I think that would sell well for this niche. lots of awesome designs. This one kind of goes into all three of those. So you could do like nursing, that groovy style, and that USA American flag style. So really the more sub niche that you can get, the better it's going to be. Okay, so I think that I really like this design here. So we are going to use that to make our next nursing design. So again, I'm going to get rid of that background, and then I'm just going to change this to say freedom, and then this one I'm going to have it say, and then I want to make sure that this text is about as big as this right here. I just think that would look good. You're just going to resize that. And then again, I'm going to look for some maybe nursing elements and see if we can incorporate those in there just to kind of make it a little bit different and for people to know that it is for nurses. All right, so we definitely could do this hat kind of here, just kind of changing some of those colors and just to let people know for sure that this is going to be a nursing design. So once you're happy with that, again, it took us so little time to make, we're going to go ahead and change it to pixels, and then we're going to make sure that it is the right size here. For a t-shirt, we're going to remove that background and then download, and our second design is done. All right, so the next niche that we are going to do for these nursing designs is I want to make one for a holiday. So coming up here, we have Halloween. This is a great niche to kind of cross with a lot of other things to make best sellers. So we are going to go ahead and look up Halloween and just see what we can use here. Right, so there are so many cool Halloween designs. If you haven't checked them out, make sure you do that. But I'm thinking that I might want it to say something like one spooky nurse, or I've seen some with ghosts that say Boo Boo Crew, so we could do something like that. But I think one spooky nurse might be the way to go. All right, so this one is cute here, and then it has those 3 words, so I think it could really work well for what we need it to say. Now again, we're just going to get rid of that texture, and then I am going to change this to say one spooky nurse. All right, and I am going to resize this here. And then again, I always like to add some more elements that actually kind of go with the theme here. So we have these skulls right here, but I think that I want to actually replace those with some nursing elements. So let's look up nurse. Let's see what are some good things that we can use. Okay, so I think I'm going to use this heart. I'm going to make sure the size looks right for this. And then once I am happy with the placement and the size of that, I'm just going to copy that and paste another one so we can do it the exact same on the other side. And then we can actually do something similar to what we just did in that other one, just changing some of these colors to more match the style here. Maybe I'll do purple for Halloween. We could actually give these little ghosts some nurses caps. You really could just keep adding stuff here. So like if you wanted to add a stethoscope too, totally could do that. So I would just probably change some of the coloring here. I'm gonna move this and just flip it. All right, and then once you're happy, again, we are going to make sure that it's the right size for a t-shirt. We're gonna remove the background and download that, and now our third design is done. In the same vein, kind of as the last one, I want to do another holiday design, and one of the biggest holidays that you should be designing for, and you really should be starting to think about these kind of designs even this early on, is going to be Christmas designs. So let's look up Christmas and see if we can find a good design that we can say something that's related to nursing. All right, so this one could be good. I'm thinking about making the design say something like Santa's favorite nurse. This could also be good here. Let's see, that's a cute one with Santa. There are so many awesome designs. Actually, you know what? This might be a good design. So I know that it looks kind of funny right now. So this is originally kind of like a sticker pack, but you can always take these and make it into a t-shirt design by deleting the other designs. So we are going to actually do that here. We're going to look at the layers. We're going to delete those snowflakes, and then we are going to go ahead and resize this. So if you don't know how to resize, we are going to do 4,500 by 5,400. Going to confirm that. And so it's really small right now because it was originally for a sticker, but all we have to do is kind of resize this. I like things to take up pretty much all of the space we have to work with if you're making t-shirts, but we also want it to look symmetrical. So I'm going to say Santa's favorite nurse here. So all we have to do is change this to say Santa's, and then favorite, probably have to make this a little bit smaller. All right, so that's already looking pretty cute. I'm gonna lift that up a bit here. All right, and then I want to go ahead and change the colors. I want to use more of Christmassy colors, so I think that I'm going to change this to be more like red and green. And then I kind of like more of those like muted colors, but you want it to be bright enough where it can be red. All right, so super fast and easy. We have another quick design done. We're gonna go ahead and remove the background and download it as a PNG. All right, so another niche that always does super well is kind of what I call like that coffee niche, but I'm gonna cross it with nursing and see if we can come up with a really fun, quick design for coffee plus nurses. So let's just search coffee here on Kittle and see what templates they already have that have these coffee elements, right? They have some super cute ones here. Definitely any of these could work, but you know what? I actually really like this design here. So this is geared towards teachers, but something you can always do is you can take a design and just by changing a little bit of it, you can make it for a completely new niche. So just because it says teacher right now doesn't mean that we're going to be limited to just teachers. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this texture, and then I am just going to go ahead and change this to say nurse. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger here. And then all we have to do to really make it fit in that nursing theme is we just have to get rid of these teacher elements, and then we're just gonna replace it with some really great nursing elements here. So I'm gonna search in these elements, and then let's see, definitely this stethoscope could work really well. The stethoscope could work really well. And then I liked kind of that green color that they had. So let's see if we can do another green thing here. Okay, and then I'm going to send that to the back. And then let's find another element here for nurses. Thinking maybe Band-Aids could be fun, something like that. You know what, even one of these bags could look cute in a design like this. And again, we could change that color to be more of this green style, and then also send this to the back. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and resize this as big as we can get it. Once it's looking good, we can go ahead and download this. So I'm gonna change it to pixels, make sure it's the right size, remove the background, and download it as a PNG. All right, so along with that kind of groovy niche that's been doing really well, also kind of just that retro aesthetic in general has been selling super well. So I'm gonna look up retro and see if we can make more of like a vintage retro nursing design. So let's search retro here and look through the offerings that Kittle has for their templates. I think I want it to just say something like, I'm a nurse, what's your superpower? All right, so I really like this design here. I don't think we'll be able to keep these mushrooms, but I think this has kind of the retro vibe that I was going for. So let's start changing this to be more of a nursing design. To say, I'm a nurse, what's your superpower? All right, so that is looking super cute. Now we are going to go over to the elements and we're going to look up nurse and see what we can find. So I think that rid of these here. Actually, I really like her here. Kind of gives me Rosie the Riveter vibes. And I think it works well with kind of the theme of like, what's your superpower? So let's maybe change her outfit to be this red color just to go with the theme. And then this dark color to be more of that kind of dark green that is in here right now. All right, and then when you're happy, just go ahead and resize it to take over the whole canvas. And then we're gonna go ahead and download that. Remove the background. Now we have our next design super fast. All right, so the next cross niche that we're going to do with a nurse is going to be kind of in that mom or parenting niche. Now, parenting is just a niche that sells really well all year long, but if you can cross it with something else, it's gonna give you a better chance of actually getting your product seen, because this is a super hard niche to break into. So I'm gonna look up mom and see what we can come up with. All right, so this is best mom in the world. And I wanted to say something like with moms and nurses. So let's see. Actually, this right here, you can't scare me, I have two boys, is giving me some ideas. I think maybe we could take almost the same phrase, but change it to be like, you can't scare me, I'm a nurse, and I have two boys. So let's actually try and use this design and come up with something really quick. Now on Kittle, I never suggest just posting the designs that they have, but it's super easy to just change one or two things and have a completely original design that you can post. All right, so let's move. All right, so I am going to go ahead and move this all to the top, and then I am going to move this down here. Then I'm just going to change this to say I'm a nurse. And then we want to make sure it's about the same size. And then I think I'm actually going to make this one the yellow, and then I'm going to change this banner to be more of a green color. So let's see. And then instead of I have, I'm gonna have it say and I have. And we're gonna move this all up. And then I just wanna resize everything to take up more of this canvas here. All right, and that took us really no time at all. And you could definitely change this number to make it more scalable. So you could do, I have 3 boys, 4 boys, you name it, and then upload multiple different versions of this. So we're gonna go ahead and download this again. All right, so another cross niche that has kind of been doing really well is gonna be like that Western cowboy, cowgirl types of designs. So I'm gonna look up Western and we're gonna see if we can cross this with a nursing design. So let's see here. There are quite a few different designs. I like this kind of lettering. Let's see what else. Actually, I like this and I wonder if we can make it more about nurses or more with like a woman on it. Actually, you know what? I like this design here and I have an idea of what I want it to say. So this design, it says Wild West on it, which kind of inspired me that I think I want it to say something like nurse life, it's the Wild West. So let's get rid of that texture here and then let's go ahead and resize it to more of a t-shirt size and then just make that the entire canvas. Okay, so I'm actually gonna have this part right here say nurse life. And then I'm just gonna remove this established here. I'm gonna have the top say it's the, and then I am just going to copy this line of text and then have the next one say Wild West. I think I want this to be bigger so you can read it more. And then I think I'm gonna change these designs to be more kind of pinky. So let's see here. And then I'm gonna change this lettering here. And then again, just to make sure that people know that this is really for nurses, I always like to add some nursing elements here. So let's see what we can do. I think maybe since this is kind of like a Western, we could do this kind of snake and then change the color to be pink. And then this color to be more of that tan. And then I'm gonna make a copy of that. I'm just gonna flip it. So I think this snake, it both kind of fits with the Western theme and the nursing theme. And then I'm gonna use this again. All right, and then once that looks good, we're gonna go ahead and download it. All right, so another niche that does super well is kind of like adventure, outdoorsy, camping, hiking, all those kind of naturey activities. So I'm gonna see if I can kind of cross maybe like a hiking type design with a nursing design. So let's look up maybe mountains and see what we can come up with here. All right, so there are tons of different options. Like even any of these would look really good as maybe a nursing design. These are pretty cool here. All right. I think I'm actually going to use this design and I think I'm just going to tweak it a little bit to make it into a nursing theme. So I wonder if you can guess what I'm going to make it say. I'm going to have it say, my patients are calling and I must go. Could definitely change a lot of the colors on here, but we honestly could just leave it as is too. So I think any nurse that really is into kind of outdoorsy stuff is definitely gonna like this. And this literally took seconds to just make a couple changes to it. And then we can go ahead and download it to use. This next niche is definitely one that is perfect to make right before the summer. It's going to be in that LGBTQ niche. So this does super well right before Pride Month. Definitely, there are people of all different professions that want to show that they have pride. So we are going to look up some of the pride designs that Kittle has and see if we can tweak it to just make it into a simple nurse design. So I just searched the word pride and you can see they have tons of different designs that you could use. This is definitely a great niche to sell in. But I really just want to do something simple that maybe just says nurse, but it has kind of those rainbow colors. And actually, I think something like this could work really well. So let's see if we can change this to just say nurse, and then we simply have a design super quick. So again, I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete all these extra things. I think for a t-shirt, it's just a little bit distracting. And then I'm going to go ahead and resize this canvas too to be more of a t-shirt size. And then I am going to go ahead and make this bigger here. All right, and so then I'm probably going to have to change each one of these to say nurse by hand. So let me do that here really quick. All right, so now that those are all changed, I'm just gonna go ahead and resize this to make sure it takes up a lot of the canvas. All right, and then once you're happy, just go ahead and download like we did with those other ones. So there you saw just how fast it is to make 10 totally different designs for the nursing niche, but you could do this with really any niche. One of the great things about Kittl is just how fast you can create a ton of different designs, and you aren't just stuck doing really basic stuff. You can really make these creative to stand out. So I will have all their information linked down below in the description if you do want to get started. And if you're looking for even more ways to cross niche and how I use this method in my own print-on-demand business, make sure you watch this video next. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.